Pisces, welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. I'm so happy to have all my Pisces friends here with me today. Welcome back to the subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your love and support. And welcome to the newbies. I'm happy to have you. So, poppers already. I'm a bit delayed. These are supposed to be your July monthlies, so we're going to do second half of July into August. I was on vacation, guys. I needed it. I spent some time with my family. I spent some time up at a lake house. It was beautiful, and I'm energetically so ready to do your readings now. I miss doing them actually a lot, so I'm happy to jump in and see what we can get for Pisces. So, as with all my messages here on YouTube, they are general. That means that not everything I say will resonate with all the Pisces out there. So please do only take away messages for your best and highest good. You will know intuitively what those are. We use our intuition here at the Intuitive Teacup. Feel free to check your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs if you would like additional messages. If you don't know how to do that, there will be a link in the description box below that shows you how to generate your birth chart. And everything else you're going to want to know will be in that description box below, including my social media channels, as well as these awesome decks I'm using. I got a bunch of new decks while I was on vacation, and I'm just in love with them. So yeah, check those out if you're interested, and we're going to hop in for our Pisces friends. We'll see what messages we can get for you. All right, so your first card, Pisces, is differences. So the dark and the light. Some of you may be struggling energetically right now. Let's see, it's being clarified by the Fool. Beautiful card. We know butterflies talk about change and transition, transformation. They're frequently shown on the Death card, right? But with Fool energy, it's about starting anew. It's the beginning of a new cycle. It's about taking risks, metaphorically jumping off the cliff and having faith that you'll land on your feet. You'll figure it out, right? The difference is it may actually have to do with an external person as well. There may be some sort of conflict in a relationship, be it romantic or friendship or with your family. Differing opinions. The Fool is frequently the card of Aquarius. So someone may be approaching something more analytically, Pisces, while perhaps you are, in true Piscean fashion, I don't want to say reacting out of emotion, but that is certainly being taken into consideration, right? Because you are a water sign, you are quite emotive, right? You feel things quite deeply, and so you may be dealing with someone who is actually quite blunt and maybe not considering your feelings or the feelings of the group. There may be 3 people involved. Again, it could be a family dynamic. For some of you, it has to do with sharing. I don't know what that means, but that message just came through. Sharing something. I don't know, sharing a bank account and sharing. I don't know what that would be, but for some of you, that might land. Interesting. Scorpio just had this card as well. The Two of Swords. So making a decision. Yeah, again, two people, 2 differing opinions, 2 different thoughts. This is Sword energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It is a Libra card, so it's about finding internal balance as well. So for some of you, this might represent like that dark and light energy inside of you. It actually very much reminds me of like Cancerian energy with the Chariot. It's the balancing of those 2 horses, if you will, to drive the chariot forward, right? Your light and your dark energy, which everybody has as a human being, it needs to work in unison together to achieve your goals, to move forward in life. But again, it could also represent 2 differing dynamics in a group or some situation with people. And the key here with the Two of Swords is you can't hold up these swords forever. They're heavy. Eventually, you're going to have to make a decision. And yeah, there may be either indecision or a difficulty in making the final judgment call of something, or potentially cutting somebody off, right? Whether that's financially or emotionally. Again, the number 3 is coming through here for a lot of you. So it could be if you're in, if you're in a relationship or maybe you're not in a relationship, maybe you're dating around, but it's coming to the point where one is getting more serious and you have to make a decision. Are you committed? Are you going to be, monogamous with this one person? That might be for some of you. But the key here is that the decision you're making, it's going to come internally. We see the moon there. So it's about following your intuition, listening to your heart. She wears a blindfold because the cues around her in the external world, or I'm sorry, I misspoke. What's around her in the external world is not going to cue her, meaning this person, you Pisces, into making that decision. It's all going to come from within, okay? So if you're seeking answers from grandma or from your best friend, you know, you can take it into consideration, but ultimately you have to do what your heart tells you. That's what's coming through here. And for some of you, it might be about embracing differences, right? The Fool is a very lighthearted energy. They don't hold on to any mental or emotional baggage. Again, it's like they're so lighthearted they almost float right off the cliff. And it may have to do with embracing differences and choosing. It's like choosing to be a pacifist or choosing to maybe include the group. Let's see. Scorpio got this as well. You saw me shuffle them, right? That's so funny. It's following your instincts, and that's exactly what this is. Your intuition following your instincts. I was saying to Scorpio there, it's like these wolves are these animals of the earth, and they have to follow their instincts to survive, right? It's survival mechanism. So when they smell something, right, and they think, oh, that's food, they need to follow that. They need that food to survive. So it's like whatever your heart is driving you. Again, Scorpio, water sign, very intuitive, very psychic, a lot of you. Whatever your heart or your mind is telling you, it's pushing you in a certain direction, that's probably the way to go on this, okay? And with the 3 and the 6 here, that comes to the 9, I think of the Hermit card. Again, the individuality, the soul decision, one, it's you. Some of you might be going through like a spiritual journey of sorts because you're dealing with this contemplation, with this decision. Give it time. The answer might not come to you immediately, but your instincts are going to lead you in the right direction. That's what's coming through here. So then we have invisible. Okay. And then we have the 2 of Cups. So in this deck, it's the 2 of Dragonflies. So for some of you, maybe in a partnership. For most of you, it probably is romantic partnership, but it could be with a coworker or a friend. And that relationship is making you feel less than. If something has changed, again, with these differences. I don't want to say something's gone sour, it's just different now. And you feel it, and I don't think you've spoken about it. Again, with the Cups, it's all about the feeling of it. Cancerian energy with the 2 of Cups. But yeah, it's like this person makes you feel invisible, potentially, or you feel like you're not being heard. Or this could be how your person is feeling, too. Because I don't get the impression that you're actually doing a lot of talking. I think you're in this mode. I think a lot of you have reached a point where it's like, I don't know if you're walking on eggshells, but you're not sure how to proceed. And so you might be icing this person out, whether you realize you're doing it or not. So yeah, I actually think this represents your person. And again, with the 1 and the 6, the card of the Chariot, which is also Cancerian energy, some of you might be dealing with a Cancer. Being clarified by the 4 of Wands. Okay. So sometimes this can be the 11-11 soulmate card. I'm not really getting that, to be perfectly honest with this one. The 4 of Wands, fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It has to do with a solid foundation, with a structure. We think of like the 4 corners of a house, or the 4 poles, if you will, that are propping this up, right? It's a good foundation. It's a good start. There's not a lot of movement in the 4s. They're kind of like the safety comfort zone. Not all the 4s, but most of them. It's like you've reached this point of like, it's kind of like the take a breather moment. Like things seem safe. Things are okay. Things are good. Things are status quo. So I'm getting that this is what used to be. It used to feel like this potential relationship or this job. It used to incite joy and creativity and make you smile. You may have wanted to like do nice things for your partner, and I'm just getting that light you had is dimming. even the way these cups are shown, one is upside down, one cup is empty, right? And the other one is upright. It's like you guys are not, and yeah, I don't think you're communicating it. Some of you might want to leave a relationship. Again, if your instinct is telling you so. And for those of you who are in a marriage and have children, this could also represent your child. If there's sort of been a rocky relationship, right? Maybe some arguments or spats among the parents, if you will. Your child might be feeling invisible, and so they're almost overcompensating to try and please one or both of you. Again, that's a very specific message. It's not going to be for everyone. Yeah, there's some sort of decision of, do you want to work through the differences, or have you both reached a point, and it may not be volatile, it might not be a toxic relationship, but you may have reached a point where the both of you have changed so much. This relationship isn't what it used to be. You're not meeting each other on the same level anymore. Your cups are not full to the brim to meet each other, to like join in unison, to have a healthy partnership. Be it romantic or, again, at work, a friendship, whatever. Something has changed in this relationship, and I think most of you know it. So it's about, what do you want to do about it? What decision are you going to make? If you want to fix it, how? And if you want to sever it, then, you know, that's up to you. Recovery. Okay. I'm instantly getting the phrase breathing life back into it. So for some of you who don't want to call it quits on whatever this is, if any of this is resonating for you, yeah, it's like something or someone is trying to breathe life back into this situation here. I'm getting second chance, almost like the judgment card. It's like there's a hidden key that is going to unlock, this is all, I'm speaking in metaphor here, there's like a hidden key, if you will, that's going to unlock a door that is going to progress this relationship into like a new realm, a new dimension. That's a little bit odd way of phrasing it, but it's going to illuminate you to things, to potentially do a way to fix or reconcile something that you thought was permanently broken. So there's something here about looking for, I don't know if it's symbols or clues or, again, just messages from spirit on, I'm just getting on ways to repair what you think is broken. If, like, for a lot of you, unless you completely want to, you know, throw in the towel, and for most of you, I don't think you do. I think there's some confusion or mixed emotion about it, because you're not speaking it, you're feeling it, but you're not saying it. This is saying it might not be time to completely just call it quits and leave, especially with this card too. There's effort being put into this, right? Wands can be passion, right? So maybe the passion has dimmed, maybe the passion isn't what it used to be. Maybe you're feeling like the other person doesn't have love for you when they actually do. Maybe they're just going through maybe their own battle, their own struggles, right? If you put the labor and effort into this relationship, it's not all lost. There's still new experiences to be unlocked, or new information and insight with this key that could help fix this situation. If the relationship is in an unhealthy state right now, meaning not at its peak joy and happiness level, there could be a recovery for that. I hope that lands for some of you. I don't know if this is going to land for anyone, but one of my favorite songs is called Recovery, and it's by Frank Turner, and it's fantastic, so some of you should listen to it. I don't know if there's a message in there for you, but it's a great song, and it'll make you dance nonetheless. So, Recovery, Frank Turner. It's on the album Tape Deck Heart. Amazing, amazing artist. I love Frank Turner. Anyway, moving on for Pisces. The moon. Hey, there you are, Pisces. So again, listening to your intuition, we know that that's coming through strongly here. And I'm just looking at these cards. They're very similar, right? If this is you, Pisces, you're represented here and you're dealing with this lighter energy. And that's sort of what this is here too. So it's almost like this difficult struggle in a relationship. For some of you, it's like the darkness is coming from you. And what I mean by that, it's like, I think you're letting your negative thoughts or emotions consume you to the point where it's clouding your judgment. That's what's coming through here with this. The moon talks about secrets and illusions, but also the idea that things just aren't visible at this point, right? We need the sun to come out to illuminate. How I was saying, you're going to walk through a door and it's going to be like you're bathed in sunlight. It's going to be this new experience, new solutions, new conversations that needed to be had. You're not seeing things at face value right now, Pisces. And so you have the Three of Dragonflies, which is the Three of Cups here, which is actually very optimistic. The Three of Cups typically talks about celebrations and joyful occasions, friendship, family, but also reunions, reconciliations. It's very light-hearted energy. Again, Cups, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, more Cancerian energy here. It may be once you have this conversation and maybe put in some effort, you know, this idea of how to fix it, this illumination, unlocking of new doors, of new knowledge, of learning about this person's secret or their struggle, or do you know what I'm saying? Once those conversations are had, you're no longer shrouded in this like dark moon energy. You see things more clearly, and it allows for like joy to come back into the relationship, for your potentially for some of you, for your family to be happy again, for the relationship to be thriving. Knight of Cups. So that's your card, Pisces. And knights bring movement and change in and out of our life, right? So I almost see this as like a chess piece. You progress forward. Whatever this is, if that imagery is symbolic to you, again, it might involve your child, but for what I'm getting instantly is just putting in the effort, because like the new knowledge, it's going to open up a new door, new truths, and it's going to progress love forward. This could also represent an apology, right? If you've been kind of on the rocks with someone, reconciling the dark and the light energy between you guys, right? If this isn't representing two opposite people. Balance, yeah. More kind of Libra energy, if you will. Two of Swords, right? It's rebalancing the scales. Yeah, something got off kilter here again, like one cup appears upside down. So whether that's in your head, Pisces, and it might be, right? No shade. Your emotions may be getting the best of you is what I'm saying. This cup appears like it's upside down, like it's empty, but that might not be the case. Something about here, it has to do with the reflection is not the truth. What you're seeing, sort of like this moon as well, what you're seeing is not the whole picture. There's a need for greater perspective, and that makes sense too with the Fool, that Aquarian energy. Yeah, I want to be careful while I phrase this, because I don't want to make it sound like you're making all this up. That's not what I'm saying. But there's a need to look at this in a more lighthearted perspective. It may have gotten so serious that it's like every little step and move feels like a pinch or a sword is poking you. It sort of has to do with not viewing yourself as a victim in order to if you want a reconciliation with this person. I'm just getting the phrase sack up, which is such a disgusting term, but it's like you can't approach this very delicately, like you're handling something with gloves. You kind of have to roll up your sleeves and do the dirty work. That's an odd way of phrasing it, but that's sort of what I'm getting here. Again, with the effort, you have to put in the work and the effort, and not just watch from afar, not be passive about trying to fix this. You have to jump in and do it. Wands are about action. It's not about looking passively in a mirror or in the past of what used to be. like invisible, it's not really there. Look at the tangible. Look at what you can actually go in and fix. And that might be what this is too. Fixing something with love, right? By putting your heart and soul into it, right? And yeah, so if you're at odds with someone or something, or again, there's been maybe some difficult feelings within a family unit, the scales will be rebalanced, but it's going to require action and love, as always, right? But that shouldn't be a problem for you, Pisces. You have lots of love to give. But yeah, for those seeking a solution or a balancing out of things that have been a tricky energy, I think that's coming. You may have to be the bigger person, though. That's sort of what's coming through here. You're this person holding the scales. You see how these three people, you may be dealing with three people, or again, a family or group situation dynamic. They look kind of like difficult energies, right? They look, what's the word I'm looking for? Ego. Ego is big here. Everybody wants to be right. So you have to come in potentially quite humbly, Pisces, to make it right for the group, okay? All right, that's what I got for you. I hope that was helpful for some. Yours was definitely the most vague of all the water signs, but yeah, I hope that helped someone. I hope the message went out to someone who needed to hear it. Please do like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys very soon. Have a good one. Bye.